Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Battlestar Galactica. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 19 of season 2 of Battlestar Galactica. The last episode, I really enjoyed that a lot. I loved being able to see things from a Cylon perspective, because we normally don't get that. And if we do, it's them, like stroking their mustaches on the top of rooftops that apparently people can't just do that. But normally they're like, being devious, and like they're like watching, film of Sharon, in the hospital, and they're just hatching plans. And I really liked that the last episode, it wasn't like that. We really got like a deep, heartfelt Six who was like deeply in love with Gaius. And we got a Sharon that was still very much in love with all of her friends and family back on Galactica. And I'm really excited and hopeful about where that can go. Them letting Anders live, obviously, because he had Starbucks dog tags, like, saved his life, Starbuck, saved his life. But I think that he'll remember that. He'll remember that favor. He'll remember everything. But so will Deanna. And that's where we might have a problem with the Cylons and infighting and them coming after Six and Boomer, or Sharon. I guess we're calling her Sharon. She wants to be called Sharon. We're going to call her Sharon. I'm going to call her Sharon. But then you have Sharon that's on Galactica. So it's, a lot. But I'm really interested to see like how they're navigating that and how they're able to get the rest of the Cylons on their side to see things their way. If they are these celebrities and people find them inspiring, I'm hoping that continues and they're able to make some magic happen and maybe change the way Cylons think. Like farms, like can we get rid of those? Yeah, a little bit of hope was instilled. Now, by no means do I think all of a sudden the Cylons are going to be different and that I should just believe in all of them and they're all good, because I don't believe that that's the case. But I'm pretty excited to see where that storyline in particular goes. Now, the other Sharon, Galactica Sharon, she just lost her baby. She had it taken away from her, and she's very upset with Doc Cottle. She thinks Doc Cottle killed her baby. We know that Doc Cottle would never do that. But a mother's rage, a blind rage of losing a child. I can't even imagine going through that type of pain. And I don't suspect that she's going to be super helpful to Galactica, or she might just be like downright depressed for a while. But you can't take the baby away from Maya now. So I'm kind of curious to see how that all works out. Now there's a Cylon baby out there that's being raised by a human. And that baby's going to grow up believing that they are 100% human. And while I love that, I also hate that because, that she would have two great parents. And it's not like I think that like Cylon Sharon is going to raise her to like hate humans, and especially having Hilo as a father. Oh, Hilo would be the best dad. He really would. And the scene that he had with Chief, with the ashes going out into space. Chief does not need to be that guy for Hilo, and he is. I really, really love that for him. For Hilo to have a Chief. I'm very sad for Chief because he's, watching this other person that's in love with the person he was in love with have a baby, and then that baby died, and then like he's still being there to support him, and like that's got to be hard for Chief as well. Am I happy with the choice that Rosalind made? There's so many black and white areas where I am like on one side or the other, and I'm typically in the middle, but there's so many things you could just see black and white. And there was a way in the middle. There really was. And I'm upset that she just decided that like, oh, we're just going to give her baby to somebody who just lost a baby. So that's great for that mother. But then she's like, oh, I'd like to come see her once in a while. And it's like, it's a little weird, a little creepy, a little demented. Not happy with that. Not happy with that at all. But I know that there's a reason for everything. And we also have to talk about Head Six and Gaius on Galactica, and Gaius with the tear running down his face. You know, like, I don't know if he was particularly attached to the child or the idea of being a parent, but I know that the love that he had for Six, that he could feel her pain. And, I believe he was scared, and I believe he was angry, and I believe he was sad. I believe he was feeling a lot of different things in that moment. And I don't know what, I mean, is Gaius going to keep that a secret if he's running against Rosalind? Like, him being the vice president and being involved in all of these discussions, like, he knows all of her dirty, dark secrets now. He knows the things that she's responsible for, and he could really let that out to the entire fleet if he wanted to. I don't think he will, but he could. I really loved Head Gaius that we got from Six on Caprica. James Callis, like, I just praise him every episode because his acting is so phenomenal. But him and Trisha are just like a power duo. I thoroughly believe that a good actor can make somebody else equally good. But I mean, I think they're just like growing together, and they're just making each other better in this show. Every single episode they're in, it is phenomenal. I'm loving Six and Gaius. All iterations. Do I like them as people? Nah. Do I want to be friends with them? No. But I'm enjoying the performances that we're getting out of them for sure. Now, I do know that this is a two-parter, so I will be watching both, but they will be separate reactions because Xander needs his fingers, and I think he prefers for them to not bleed. So we will be doing some separate reactions, but I will be watching it in one sitting, so I will give a brief sum up at the end and then launch right into the next episode. There's no way, I think, especially when it's a two-parter, that I could just not watch it. Okay, guys, let's get into it.
Previously on Battlestar Galactica.
It's not a drama.
I'm leaving Galactica, not you.
Did we see that? I think somebody said that they add in scenes from deleted scenes that we've never seen before. If I say scene one more time. So sometimes they pop in things that I haven't watched. Who are you? You okay, buddy? You going crazy, girl?
Yes,
1 minute, Madam President.
thank you, Tori.
You don't normally see her nervous like this. Well, I guess you do on occasion, but not quite that bad.
Our final jump will take us intra-atmosphere, less than 2 clicks above the surface.
Of Caprica?
You want out? Now's the time.
Oh, I would never.
I know it's hard to believe right now, but if you have faith, everything will turn out exactly as it should.
That doesn't mean when.
Yeah, my father used to break pencils before he went into court, then borrow one from the clerk.
You don't have an endless supply of pencils, though, girl.
But what happens if the moderator doesn't have a pencil?
Maybe you won't need
Pretty
one.
screwed.
No.
I love these two together.
Oh no. I used to get the giggles before debate team in high school.
I get the giggles before blood draws. It's weird. Not that bad.
Strike team could make the entire trip back to Caprica in less than 10 jumps.
Wow.
Now, the limiting factor up until now has been our inability to install the Cylon computer with our computer. That obstacle has now been overcome.
Sharon? Everyone sit down. Calm down.
Does anyone have a problem with that?
Starbuck has spoken. I'm loving the musical choice they're doing with this. It's very dramatic.
Election's still 2 weeks away.
Oh!
Get your act together.
You ready? Yeah, I was just taking a little nap.
Chief?
Was that Chief that was on the floor? It didn't look like Chief. That does not look like Chief. How did I miss that?
Commander on deck!
Commander.
You'll be making history just by making the attempt. But bring these people back from Caprica, and you'll be making part of the future. Questions?
Well, that's like his dad now, isn't it?
Chief?
It didn't look like Chief to me. I'm so upset I didn't realize that.
Dr. Baltar, of course, has long been admired as one of the most brilliant scientific minds and has played a critical role in saving the human race from the Cylon threat.
Saving the human race from the Cylon threat. Well, about that.
I'm going to wipe the floor with you guys.
Take hands, words.
You must be losing your mind again.
If that's the best you can come up with, you really are in trouble. Good luck.
Yeah, low-hanging fruit, Gaius.
Something dark is coming, Halo. I could feel it lurking out there, waiting.
Yikes.
Not any specific thing. It's more like a dark time.
Oh boy. What is going on with Chief? Ah! Oh! Oh god, Chief! Stop! Oh my god! Stop! I didn't even know what to do with that. First of all, I didn't even recognize Chief on the floor. Like, his facial hair didn't even look like him. That didn't even look like him, how he was behaving. What is going on with Chief? And why was he on the floor, on the deck, in his underwear? Wow. Poor Callie. Oh. Is she okay?
Chief Tyrrell, I'm Brother Cavill. I understand you've asked for religious counseling.
I never really believed in psychotherapy.
Do you know how useless prayer is?
Dean Stockwell. Got really excited.
And you know what it gets you? Exactly nothing.
You sure you're a priest?
And the problem is, you're screwed up, heart and mind. You, not the gods or fate or the universe. You.
Thanks for the pep talk.
No, it wasn't supposed to be one. Huh. Huh. I'm happy to see Dean Stockwell. Been a long time since Quantum Leap. Good grief.
I gotta go.
I hope you find him, Kara.
So do I.
I really do.
So do I.
I would love that. Why do I feel like Sharon talking about something dark looming, that something dark is coming? It's gonna ruin everything.
But the mob isn't usually in the habit of electing ungodly apostates who denigrate people of faith.
Things are gonna turn around. You'll see.
That's right.
Oh.
Listen to him.
Interacting with Zarek a little bit. Interesting.
I'm just going to sit right back and wait for the hand of God to reach down and change my political fortunes. How about that?
Wow. Okay, guys, it's getting feisty. Oh, I'm so excited to go back to Caprica.
You are going for the jump, Starbuck.
Roger that.
Oh.
Did I ever say thank you?
No. Then again, that would be a first, wouldn't it?
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Just come back in one piece. That'll be thank you enough. Actual out.
Excited. Oh, Ty, why are you always so grumpy looking? Just always over there like, huh.
Sharon, you're on.
She plugging in? Oh, yeah. Well, at least it looks better than jamming it up your arm.
Commence the first jump.
Woo-wee! Oh. Racetrack.
This doesn't look right.
No.
Oh, man, we're at the wrong jump coordinates.
How did that happen?
Were you having a nightmare when she woke you up?
I don't remember.
What was that?
You're having dreams. What are they?
Yeah, what are they? They look interesting. Him falling, him climbing. Is he, like, thinking about dying?
Tell me about your dream, Chief.
Bear is killing it in this episode with the music. He is setting the tone for sure. Main character energy. What are you doing? Yeah, he's dreaming of ending it. I mean, granted, it would only, like, maybe break his neck or his arm.
By waking you up, she prevented you from carrying out your secret desire to kill yourself.
Yeah.
I don't have a secret desire to kill myself.
Well, actually, you're
kinda
right.
do.
It's not a secret. You obviously want to kill yourself. Question is, why?
Yeah. Boomer.
Hey, I am picking up a large planetary body. It's fracking close.
Uh-huh.
So much beta interference here, it didn't even register.
Here, check this out. Atmosphere is nitrogen, oxygen, organic molecular spectra, fresh water.
So Earth?
Hey, you know what this is? It's habitable. We may have just found a world that can support human life.
It's a great mistake. Way to go, Racetrack.
Maybe we're not just a bunch of frack-ups after all.
Yeah. But something dark is coming, so I'm going to stave off being excited and happy about it.
The chances are we've got significant plant and animal life, so I want a lot of nice low passes across here.
Cool. Gata with his tattoo.
All the Dratus interference from the nebula? Cylons will probably never find it.
Oh. That's exciting.
Who cares about this stupid planet anyway?
She's got Lee in her locker. Cute.
Can you imagine if we actually had to live on that thing?
You might have to for a little bit. What do you...
You are a genius.
And?
Pay attention. You're about to win the election.
Yeah, okay.
We needed an issue. This is it. Permanent settlement on this planet.
Permanent settlement here.
It's not that great.
You'd be surprised what a powerful idea that is to people cooped up in metal boxes for 9 months.
You should listen to him, guys. He's a smart, sexy man just like you.
Don't make it awkward. Can they hang out around the planet and do stuff on the surface and, like, prepare for Earth?
He's also making headway with the idea that because the planet is hidden in a nebula, it will provide a refuge from the Cylons.
We'll put a base there. You don't have to live there.
How is it resonating? It could turn the entire election around.
Yeah. This is not a long-term plan.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, for God's sake, Chief, come on.
It's a priest.
You think you're a Cylon?
I am not a Cylon.
But that's what you're afraid of, isn't it? That you might be a Cylon and not even know it. Just.
I didn't think about that.
And you think that's what you're going to do, some terrible thing. Well, the truth is you might. Because you're a human being, and human beings do terrible things all the time.
But how do you know I'm human?
Oh, well, maybe because I'm a Cylon and I've never seen you at any of the meetings.
Wow.
The gods lift up those who lift each other, Chief.
I love Dean. Oh gosh. I don't even know. I forgot what his name is on the show. He's doing such a great job.
Here we go.
Oh
Jump.
my god. Oh 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 my gosh. How many of these pilots are so happy to be back at Caprica?
Wait a minute. We're missing a Raptor. I'm only reading 17 out there. We're missing Raptor 612. Oh my God.
Where, Hilo? Talk to me.
We jumped inside the mountain.
I was wondering if that was possible.
Follow me.
Roger that, Starbuck.
Jumped into the mountain. Oh my god. I was wondering if they could do that.
You see, I have long been a proponent in the search for Earth. But the trouble is, the Cylons continue to follow us. And if we have a chance to change this dynamic, shouldn't we take it? My answer is yes.
Valid point.
There's no assurance that the Cylons don't already know about this planet, and that in fact, they aren't simply waiting for us to settle on the surface so they can
I have to
attack
respond
us.
to that.
What you've seen right now, ladies and gentlemen, is another example of the president using fear to drive her campaign.
I don't think that's what that was.
Not your night, I guess.
Why don't you go frack yourself?
Wow.
On the other hand, I found myself wondering how Rosalind's arguments against settlement could possibly win.
I don't know. Give everybody the facts about the planet and let them decide if that's even a great idea. Back to Yellow Caprica, my favorite tone. Bright neon sepia.
Movement, 11 o'clock. Friendlies?
Didn't look like toasters. Oh my god, is that Anders?
You got a Samuel T. Anders there?
Is there a Count Thrice there?
If there is, you tell us you took a good sweet time getting here.
I love love.
What, you think I was gonna leave you here? Now you feel like a big fucking idiot, don't you?
All right, just shut up and save us.
Please don't die.
Okay?
Okay, people, this is nice, but we have toasters on our ass.
Oh yeah, run, go.
Incoming!
If they take away Anders now, I'm going to be livid.
Stay right there! Stay right there!
To be continued. Frack. The good news is I'm going to watch the next episode in like 5 minutes or however long this commentary takes, because I feel like it's not going to take very long. Definitely the presidential debates, yes, 100% necessary. I just really think it showcases that Baltar's out of his depth when it comes to actually like leading people. He can sit there and speak ideas into a microphone, but you know, he's not actually a good leader, and he's kind of falling apart. And I do think with the new planet, like, yeah, I mean, like, let people go down to the surface, let them like sit on grass and stare at the sky and breathe in air and drink fresh water. But you know, if it's not a great place to settle, then I think that you should give everybody all the information. Now, are people going to want to stay? Probably. And I feel like people should have the right that if they want to stay there, that they do stay there. You can't force people to go to Earth. But what you can do is give them what they need to start a new life and frontier it. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm not great without plumbing. I like to be able to hit switches and turn on electricity. Yeah, I'm not a pioneer. Thank you. Oregon Trail, not my thing. I am definitely a modern woman who likes modern amenities. Whatever. If I slow down, I'll get the word right. So I'm kind of with Rosalind on everything, but I understand. Again, I'm riding the middle where I'm like, yeah, like people need to take breaks. They need to go down to the surface. They need to, have hope that like there's this, but like Earth could be better. It could be greater. It could be, more long lasting. But I also get that the Cylon threat, whether it is that they already know that that planet's there, or that there's Cylons that are in the fleet, so every time they jump, there's still a connection to other Cylons some way, somehow, that they can track them to Earth. I definitely see both sides of that. So, but I don't think that this is necessarily the best place to build a permanent home. But I get the people that are stuck in ships for 9 months that, like, they want more. And I totally understand that. The little ribs that Rosalind and Gaius are taking at each other, I do enjoy that. I mean, it's stupid and it's bratty behavior, but I'm here for it. Now, we had Sharon helping them jump to Caprica, which I'm so happy they got to go to Caprica. And I don't know if it was the last episode or episode before. I think it was episode before. There were some deleted scenes that were in the previously on. And I was just like, wait, this never happened. I've never heard this. Did I miss that? And I think they did it again because there was like certain things where I was like, I don't remember that conversation happening at all. But to have Sharon help them jump back to Caprica, oh my gosh, and jumping into a mountain, that is devastating. I was wondering if that was a possibility. And I want to say, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, there was definitely a part in a movie or a television show about, like, plotting coordinates and jumping into, like, the middle of a planet or something like that. And I don't think it was this show, but I can, like, hear it in my head. And so, like, I was thinking about that, and that is devastating. But the fact that they're back on Caprica, they made it with Sharon's help. She was able to plug in. I mean, they owe so much to Sharon. So much. And she's so sad. And she's so depressed about losing her daughter. I can only imagine. My mother lost her daughter. So definitely, I think anytime a parent loses a child, that's devastating. I don't care how old they are. If they are a baby or if they were, 25 like my sister was. Like, I feel like that's devastating for a parent to kind of reconcile in their brain. And there's a depression and there's a sadness and there's an emptiness that comes with that. And I don't blame Sharon at all. Her thinking that there's this darkness coming, though, does concern me because I don't know if she's feeling that in herself or if she's feeling that in general about everything else. But it seemed like Boomer felt like that feeling, that turmoil, that she was going to do something bad. And that's why she wanted to end her life. And now we have this Sharon that's feeling this darkness. And then we have Chief, who kind of thinks he's a Cylon and he just wants to end it. So someone on Patreon did spoil that Dean Stockwell was going to be on the show. I didn't know in what capacity or what his character was, and he did not disappoint. I was so happy to see him. I remember watching Quantum Leap with my dad, and I don't remember any of the storylines about it, but I do remember that I always loved Dean on there, and I just loved any time that they jumped. I think as a kid, you miss all like the actual nuance of that show, but I definitely remember the characters interacting with each other and his little computer and the little noises that it would make, little deet doot deets. I love the performance that we got from Dean as the priest. I didn't recognize Chief at the beginning. I think it was the beard. I don't know. It just didn't look like him to me. And then I was like, why is he rolling around on the ground in his underwear on the deck? Like, I just was like, this is a really weird scene. And, it didn't hit me until Callie's walking around looking for him going, Chief. And I'm like, oh, wait, that was Chief. Yeah, I didn't recognize him with the facial hair. Not nearly as in love with him as I thought, huh? Didn't even recognize him. Anyway, but I shocked, absolutely shocked about him beating Callie that way. And a lot of that, like, immediately I think of, people that have faced wars or they've gone through something traumatic. and their sleep is not solace. They do not find rest in their dreams. They find torture, and they find more pain and more agony, and it takes them back to places where they just want to forget. And when they are awoken from that, they're still kind of in that mindset. And I know that that's kind of what happened with him. But wow, was that disturbing to watch? Oh my gosh, even the flashbacks it's very hard to watch. Just a violent attack like that. And even though it wasn't like he meant to do it, it's still like, anybody's capable of anything depending on what they've gone through and how their brain is treating them. And, he wishing to die, wanting to end it, not be alive because he fears that he might be a Cylon. And everything that he's gone through, like, who could blame him? But like, yeah, I never even thought about the fact that like if somebody thought that they were a Cylon, and like I always thought that there was paranoia that everyone else around you was a Cylon. I never like really considered the fact that like you yourself wouldn't know. And I think I did, but I didn't like think about like how that could really eat somebody alive, thinking like, am I real? Am I who I think I am? Are there other copies of me out there? Am I the individual that I think I am? And I could see how that would just be a burden, that it would just be like such a heavy weight to carry of like, is that something that's possible for me? And that's devastating that like Chief's going through that. I know it's because he was up close and personal with Boomer, and he kind of witnessed that with her, that, he's now experiencing this, and he could be a Cylon. I mean, I do love that, like, Dean jokes around. He's just like, well, I haven't seen you at any of the Cylon meetings. I thought that was great. But, he could be. Anybody on here could be a Cylon. I mean, I started thinking Gato was a Cylon a long time ago, and then it, like, changed to, like, different people. And, then I'm like, oh, it could be, it could be Exo Tai. And then I was like, the alcohol thing, I think, is keeping the Cylon part of him from triggering and, becoming conscious. But then I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, Ellen. And, then there's sometimes where I think Gaius is a Cylon. And then I'm like, who would I definitely not want to have be a Cylon? Any of the Adamas, Starbuck, Hilo, Chief. Like, those are the people that I'm like, please don't be Cylons. But I know that there's a possibility even the president could be a Cylon. I don't think so. She's a very public face. So like and she might not be in the fleet, but like, it's possible that any of these people could be a Cylon. And it seems like Chief's the only one that's like really dealing with the fact that like, could I be a Cylon? That paranoia is real. It is so real. But we got our reunion. We got our reunion with Kara and with Anders. I'm so happy. And I don't know, obviously the next episode, they're fighting on Caprica. They're under attack. I don't know if Anders is going to make it. I think I'm under the assumption that Starbuck will. I think I'm also under the assumption that Hilo will. Sharon, I don't know. I feel like Sharon is in that dark place where she might want to end it and put herself in a position to sacrifice herself. And I hope that's not the case. I really like this Sharon, and I know that there's another Sharon that's out there that very much loves Chief. And, oh, that would be weird. That would be weird if they somehow got that Sharon and took her back to Galactica, and she then is, like, professing her love for Chief, and then Hilo is out in the cold. Oh, no, I feel bad. I feel bad for all the scenarios in which this could go of somebody revealing that they are a Cylon, or, like they have the consciousness of a Cylon, that they were downloaded into a body and they remember Chief. That makes me so sad. Now, what I'm actually happy about, though, from the last episode into this one, which I just realized as I was sitting here, is that even though that you're downloaded into a new body, it's not like you share that memory and that consciousness with all the other models. So they're still very unique in a way that like it's just from one body to the next, to the next, to the next. But the fact that they can freeze, they could put you in the box. Ooh, that's scary. So I'm interested to see where Caprica is going. This new planet that is not named, that is not really the most habitable, even though it is habitable enough. How that's going to go, how the election's going to fare for the president or for Gaius. And, I don't think he necessarily needs to win the election to have an effect on the fleet. I feel like Gaius, he's still an important person in the fleet. And I think that like it may leave a mar on Rosalind's presidency a little bit. So, like I said, even if he doesn't win, he still can have a profound effect. Yeah. And I hope Sharon on Caprica does not sacrifice herself. She's been through a lot. There's a lot going on there. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 2 episodes early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. What would you do on this new planet? Like, I mean, I know you guys have all the information. You've watched all the episodes. If you're watching along with me and you haven't watched any of the future episodes, I'm very excited for you because we're in this like thing of like not knowing, and the people who do know, they really want to answer the questions, but they're like, spoiler territory. But like, would you want to give this planet a chance? I'm kind of sitting on like, I think it would be a great base to have. It would be a great destination in order to, get resources. Do I think it's a permanent landing spot? No, of course I want to go to Earth. But like if I put myself in the shoes of the people that have been on ships for 9 months, how would I feel then? I don't know. I still don't want to be a pioneer. Like nope. The great outdoors. I'm an indoor cat. Everyone asks why I look so young. I think it's because I don't go outside. The sun never touches this. So, but it's like one of those things. Like I'm not fond of not having amenities. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it, but I feel like there's some people who would love a fresh start. They would love to, build a new home, and they would love to like start a new community. And I think that those people kind of should have that opportunity, and that, they can stay there and they could be the base for this particular planet. I don't know, but I wonder what you guys think about that. But guys, I am going to launch into the next episode. You're going to have to wait a couple days. So see you over there. Bye.